going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we are back here with some tier list maker rankings, whatever you want to damn call it. The original link will be in the description, but today we are at the halfway point of the Cricket World Cup 2023. I think we're at game 22 now, and there is officially 45 games before we get into the Super 4. So I thought, why not come on here and grade the full 10 countries who are participating in essentially how they've been going. As you can see, we've got more than 10 countries here, but I found a template that had every single team, so we're just gonna pretend they're not there and all that. So hey, if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and comment down below if you agree with my rankings. Remember, they all just are personal opinions, and we're here for a bit of fun. So hey, let's jump straight into it. I will talk you through the bracket. In the top tier, it makes sense. Rinku Singh. Now, just Rinku for short, but again, makes sense. Chad, GOAT, King at the top. It's pretty self-explanatory. I can't say much more. Contender. You're a contender for the title. You're going to be around the Super 4s, and you could end up winning the World Cup, essentially. In the third bracket, we've got here for the spread. Now, here for the food, here for the afternoon tea, here for the lunch break. We know what countries may fit into that bracket, and there's nothing wrong with that. Participating, having a few bites to eat with the other team, maybe even sneaking in a few beers. You don't know. Maybe it isn't 1972 anymore, but anyways, you're just here for the good time. There's nothing wrong with that. And then the last one, we're going for something a bit new, but still very relevant to this day, Billy Stanlake. So look, respectfully to Billy, he's a hard bowler to watch. He has just come back from injury recently though, so that's a big effort, but unfortunately today you are the bottom tier, and we may keep that as a trend continuing because it's a good balance. Rinku Singh at the top, Billy Stanlake at the bottom. Makes a lot of sense to me. So hey, we're going to jump straight into this one. And first team off the rank, let's get into it. Pakistan. Now this is very fresh on the mind. They just lost to Afghanistan last night. I just finished reviewing that game, but they've had 3 losses in a row now. I think they still sit 5th or 6th on the table, but it's not looking good. They've been thrashed by 3 sides now: Australia, India, and Afghanistan. So I find it hard to say that they're any sort of a contender. I had them at the start of the tournament being a contender, and maybe even at the top. You can fucking forget that, boys. You might as well book a plane home back to Multan soon, because this is not going the way they would have thought. Their first time in India in a long time, and it just has not been what they thought. Rizwan's looked okay. Afridi has been awesome. He was decent last night, but he's been nothing before that. Shadab Khan's been terrible. Their spin hasn't been up to it. Their fielding has been atrocious. Yeah, they need a few changes. Haris Rauf has been getting smacked. It's been a mess. Their coaches have been... Mickey Arthur has done a few little funny things for them as well. So it just isn't gone the way they've hoped. Of course, there still is games to come and anything can happen. But for now, they're here for the spread. I don't know what they prefer to eat, but they're there for the spread. So let's get into the next team, Bangladesh. Now, this is an interesting one because they just have the 1 win, and I think they sit around 7th or 8th on the table, which isn't great. You don't want to be at the bottom half. But I think they're also here for the spread. They're definitely not a Billy Stanlake because they have a win, and they've been pretty competitive in most games so far. So Bangladesh, they can get, quite easily disrespected and just thrown to the bottom of the graph. But I feel like they've been pretty solid. We're good against India somewhat, and I still think they might have another win or 2 in them. And if they do, then they're straight into this and possibly looking for a top 4 spot. So anything can happen, but yeah, I think they're there for the spread. Again, what do they eat in Bangladesh? I have no fucking idea. So hopefully just some apples or something, bananas. All right, let's get into it. We've got no, the West Indies, unfortunately. No, Afghanistan, the next team. Ooh, wow. So hold on a minute. So let's go over to here, and then let's just get a double check on the table. So they have now got 2 wins, and they are sitting 6th. It makes sense to me. They are a contender. They have to be a contender in my eyes, of course. It did help playing down at Chennai last night, but they've got 2 wins. They've got the same amount as Australia, who is 4th, the same amount as 5th, who is Pakistan, who it may not make much sense to much people watching that I have Pakistan here and Afghanistan above them. But after last night's game, I'd find it hard to say it any other way. And to be honest, when you have got a guy like Rashid Khan on your team, the way Gurbaz is playing, Zadran is playing, they're playing as a team, as a group, as brothers, and that can take underdogs a long way. So we've seen it happen many a time before. India, 1983, the top one that comes to mind. No one expects them to win, but you play as a group, you play as a team of brothers, and that bond can take you as far as you need to go. So, contender, but if they lose their next game, they'll probably be around here. So, contender for now. The next team, the Netherlands. Yes, sir, the mighty Dutch, one of my favourite countries to watch. Not like just in cricket in general. Like when they are a part of a World Cup, cricket is so much better for it. They wear sexy orange. They have sexy players, and they honestly just have a mixture of a bunch of dudes from across the world, which is a really cool thing in my opinion, where you can pick players from South Africa, India, Pakistan, Australia, England, South Africa. I think I said that, but it's a really cool mixture of team that have come together and essentially have to bond. Like, I'm sure all of them don't know each other, and then they come together. They've had a really good win against the Proteas and then play Australia tomorrow. So they've been really, really competitive in every single game, so there is zero chance that I'm putting them down here. They're going to go right here, first for me in the spread. Now, they've had some chances where they've almost looked like they were going to collapse and get bowled out for under 150 to Sri Lanka a few days ago. It was looking they were like fucked. And then out of nowhere, they came back, massive partnership with a respectable total. And they've done that a few times now. So hopefully they can keep kicking on and maybe surprise a few more people. So here for the spread. But like we said, there's nothing wrong with being here for the food, for the munchies, things that make you happy, which is food for me as well. So let's get into the next team. No, not the West Indies. David Weiss in Namibia. Not to be. Sri Lanka. It's time to get in there, fellas. Billy Stanlake, Sri Lanka. I'm sorry. I like Sri Lanka. I hate to do this because they do have a win. Who did they beat? Oh, they beat the Netherlands the other day. Yes, they did. It was a pretty close game in the end, but other than that win, they've looked pretty fucking average. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big Sri Lankan fan. I love a lot of their players. Kusal at the top, Wikarama, Walalagi. There's no Hasaranga, but he'd be amongst it. Karuna Ratne, Rajitha, bloody, you've got the lads. Paddy Rana. They've got a good group of players, a good young core. They've got a few old heads amongst it, experience, but a lot of injuries. Shanika's not there anymore. Just injuries to the bowling attack. It's just not the ideal preparation for them. And they're in the Billy Stanlake category because of it. They're 9th, and they've looked pretty average outside of that one game. So, I mean, look, against Australia, decent, but didn't get the win. So what can you say about that? All right, into the next team. India, or should we do, who is CAN? Oh, so that's Nepal, but who is CAN? I thought CAN would be like Canada or something. That's not how you spell Nepal. Anyways, we'll move on from that. India up next, and essentially I made this category for them. Rinku Singh, I wish he was playing for them, but he'll be there soon, maybe next year in the World Cup, but I mean, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? They're 5-0. No team has lost. I mean, they're the only team that hasn't lost a game yet. They've been dominant in every single game. Haven't looked like losing at any stage of this World Cup. Rohit Sharma's firing. Virat Kohli's firing. Siraj is firing. Shamgod is firing. Bumrah is firing. Jadu is on fire. Kuldeep is on fire. Hardik Pandya, not even in the team. He'll come back in. He's one of the best all-rounders in the world. Ashwin is still sitting on the bench. Bro, the amount of depth they have, the 15-man squad, everyone is performing. Iyer has got a bit of form now. KL has looked amazing behind the stumps. Their fielding has been good without being great. There's definitely been some moments with their shitty fielding, but like everyone, they've backed it up and they've gotten a lot better. So, just the easiest one, the only undefeated side on this list, and that is the easiest category that I will do all damn day. They should win the World Cup from here. Again, it's not even the Super Fours yet. Anything can happen, but they look so tough to beat on home soil. Doesn't matter where you play them in India. They're going to have the favourable draw, essentially. So, yeah, India on top right now, looking very strong. All right, who's next? Let's have a look. The Kiwis. Okay, so they're in Rinku for me as well. Now, let's talk about it. India did beat them a few days ago, or a day and a half ago, whatever timeline you want to say that. But the Kiwis looked really impressive in that game. Should have made 300. Would have made it super tough for India to chase that, and it would have been almost maybe a Kiwis win or a last over finish. So the Kiwis are right around the mark for mine. Kane Williamson didn't even play, and he is arguably the best batsman on that team. So there's a lot of improvement to come, and I love the Kiwis. Everyone loves the Kiwis, so they're up the top. Rinku Singh for me, they're in second. Of course, they do have a loss, but that loss could have almost gone either way, in my opinion. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Rinku Singh category for the Kiwis. All right, who's next? Singapore? I don't think so, baby. All right, Cricket Australia. Here we go. Cricket Australia. Oh, hold on a minute. No. Oh, right here. We're in the contenders. So about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, we would have been right here. I cancelled us out of the tournament. Honestly, after our first loss to India in the opening game, I thought we were done right there. And to be honest, I still don't think we're going to win the World Cup, because I just still think India, New Zealand, honestly look a lot stronger, even South Africa to that point. But yeah, I'm happy that we're fourth. I'm happy that we're around the mark. Obviously, England losing, South Africa losing to Netherlands. There's been a few upsets, so it's allowed us to be a part of that group 4 now. There's still a lot of things to happen. We have to beat the Netherlands strongly tomorrow. We've got some bigger games coming up against, do we have to play the Kiwis? And I think we play England again, or some shit like that. It's tough games coming up. But I still think we're a contender. If Steve Smith can start making some damn runs, Travis Head's got to come back in. Mitchell Stark's looked good. Zampa is starting to get form back. Mitchell Marsh, David Warner getting runs. So Josh Inglis is starting to look a lot better than we could have hoped. So there is some things that are still in the works, but there's also been some impressive factors of our team. The fielding has also gotten a lot better from the last few games. So an easy contender, but again, if we lose to the Netherlands, I don't care. We will be down in Billy Stanlake category. So contender for now, probably in front of Afghanistan for mine, but yeah, looking solid for the moment. Into the next country here. How many more do we have? We've got 2 left. Oh, this could be interesting here. The Proteas. Wow, okay. The Proteas. So they did lose to the Netherlands in a very surprising upset loss. They did lose to the Netherlands in the T20 World Cup last year as well. So it's very funny how that happens. And I'm going to put them in a contender. They're in front of Afghanistan, and in my opinion, I still think they're in front of the Aussies, even though they lost to the Netherlands. Just a blimp on the radar. Their team looks phenomenal from top to bottom. The top order, the middle order, the keeping. Obviously, their fielding has been quite strong. The bowling attack has been up to it. Just need a little bit more assistance out of the spinners, but that's probably about it from this team. And I've loved everything that they've done. Everyone loves South Africa, let's be brutally honest. And they've had a few rough tournaments in the past, of course, choking, but also just not making it through to the top end of the table in the last few years. And now to see them, around the mark is pretty good to see. So, contender, I think they're probably that 3rd best team at the moment. So I do have them ranked in order at the moment. But yeah, you can probably interchange either of those. And into the last team. Oh, brother. Oh, fuck me. I can't stop laughing. England are in 10th. So if you're an English fan, I do apologise. I am sorry that you have to watch this and watch, me carry on about this. But we were in the same position about a week and a half ago. It's only right that now we make fun of England. Billy Stanlake, they're the worst team in it. Sri Lanka is better than them. England are the biggest minnow in this World Cup. And no Owen Morgan, no England. No Ian Bell, no England. That's just random player. No Monty Panesar, no England. Ooh, think of some other English players. No Freddie Flintoff, no England. No... Ooh, wow, no Reece Topley, no England. That is the last one I will say there. They are in 10th. Afghanistan winning last night does officially mean they are in 10th now. The English. Oh, brother. I mean, like, no one saw this coming. The reigning champs, they've got a great squad on paper. My ranking, my tier list before the World Cup started, I had them at the top with India. It only made sense. Now, in a few weeks, it's flipped on its head and England are down the bottom. So it's funny how cricket works. England, they prioritised getting a lot better at red ball cricket in the last year and a half with Brendan McCullum. They did so. They then won the Ashes, supposedly, even though Australia retained it. But it was a moral victory for England. And now they don't know how to play white ball cricket. So they sacrificed one form of the game for another in true English style here. And they find themselves 10th and a long way back into this World Cup. Of course, anything can happen. There is still games to be played, but looking at their upcoming schedule, Sri Lanka should win. They should win that. India better win that. India better win. And then England. Where's England? Australia. That could be anything. And then, so that's going to be a massive game, because imagine if England beat India somehow, and then it's down to this game as like who makes the top 4 or something. And then they finish off with the Netherlands. Of course they do. Oh no, Pakistan. So they have got a pretty tough draw coming up. Pakistan, as average as they've been, they're not just going to give away an easy victory either. So hey, that is my official 2023 Cricket World Cup midway point, halfway through rankings of every country, of course. Any changes? Just having a look at it, there's nothing really that I would change either. I think maybe that's unfair on Pakistan to have, maybe we should have them probably there, but they've got 3 losses in a row. Like, I'm sorry, you probably have to go there. Bangladesh, almost, but I can't do that just yet. So, hey, that is going to be my rankings. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. And it's going to be fun. So in the future, when the World Cups get a lot bigger, more countries are participating, a lot of these countries are going to be a part of it. And then we can have even longer ranking videos. So, hey, I hope we all enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Shout out to Rinku Singh and Billy Stanlake for being a part of the coverage. And I'll see everyone in the next one.